We're wanting to begin by acknowledging that this will be a particularly good day for those of you who are wanting to understand and fine-tune your point of attraction. And nothing could be of greater value to you, because you are offering a vibration in every waking moment. And the vibration that you are offering is setting up a trend, a momentum, a direction, and intensity. In other words, the mix of your thoughts, which is indicated to you by the way you feel, matters above all else, because it is the reason for every emotion, it's the reason for everything you feel, and it's the reason for everything that comes to you, everything that occurs to you, everything you ponder or wonder about, everything that becomes more and manifests. It's the reason for every encounter with every particle of the universe. It's what you are doing about you.
Hi, Abraham. Thank you for existing and for helping us all on our path in our evolution. Being here, it feels so good to be a creator in this reality. And I've created a really beautiful job or career in this business, but there's just this part with the money that I still haven't, it's still like it hasn't clicked yet. And I feel like I kind of do this like up and down thing where it is prosperous sometimes, other times I am just like, why am I doing this still? If you have any suggestion on how to follow through with the abundance and the flow of abundance and the flow of allowing, I would love that. And thank you.
It's not so much about following through, although we know what you mean about inspired action. It's really more about no longer doing so much of that thing you do that messes with your positive attraction as it becomes part of your negative attraction. In other words, you use the words up and down, up and down. Sometimes people think back and forth. They talk about a tug of war. So you said some very positive things, and we know you often feel that way about prosperity. But the up and down is because you are up and down or back and forth in your thoughts. So what you want to do is do your best to do a little less than that. Now, we have this inactive box here. We're going to play with it with you today. We want you to, brilliant beings that you are, we want you to fine-tune with us just for a moment. We're going to be brief about this because we have a lot we want to talk with you about what you are asking about. Feel the subtle but important difference between deactivating something and it being inactive. During the last broadcast, we used those words seemingly interchangeably. Talked about the deactive box or deactivation. But we're calling it the inactive box. And we want you to feel how when you're in the mode of deactivating something, you are putting emphasis on something that you're wanting to be inactive. You may recall, you may have never heard us say this before. We're going to say it to you now. As we talked about the creation box, it's one of the processes in the Ask and It Is Given book, one of the 22 processes. we encouraged you to get some form of a box and to write on the box what's in this box is. We wanted this box, the creation box, to mimic or represent your vortex, which has all kinds of things that are still in the vibrational state or the vibrational version, but they still are present tense. So what's in this box is creation box. We're talking about the creation box. Now, play with this for a little bit, and let's think about the inactive box. This is the box where you are exploring the process of clearing your vibrational clutter for clarity. Have you heard us say, if you've been listening to us for a while, you've undoubtedly heard us say the phrase pure positive energy or pure desire. Pure meaning not contradicted. Pure meaning no resistance in it. Pure meaning any resistance that you may have had or that may even be logical to have is inactive in a time of pure desire. You may have heard us say, if you have a desire and you're not contradicting it, then that desire is. A pure desire is. A desire that you are clarifying or purifying or inactivating or deactivating any resistance is in the process of being clarified or purified. You getting the sense of this? So on one end of the stick is wanted, what's in your creation box. And on the other end of the stick are the thoughts that you sometimes think or beliefs that you may still hold that contradict your desire. This is a broadcast where you are going to learn how to deliberately create your own reality by some powerful but simple understandings and approaches and follow-throughs that will serve you really well. So, if we were standing in your physical shoes, dear one who we just listened to, we would take one of the cards. Esther just has blank business cards. If we were feeling like you're feeling, wanting money, but aware that you're up and down about it, we would write and drop into our inactive box. Doubt about money. I would like that to be inactive. My doubt about money, I hereby intend to deactivate. I'm going to call it inactive. Seems simple. But let's say now you are having a thought about doing something, going somewhere, something that you're going to spend money on, and that active vibration that is hindering you pops up again. And you feel some disappointment that you can't just spend the money this way. We would take another card and we would write what we're feeling. And notice the emotional kind of words that we're offering because they're more general. We wouldn't get too specific about what we are wanting to deactivate because if you get too specific rather than deactivating it, you may activate it a little more than you mean to. So feel the soft and gentle approach. But let's say you feel a little disappointed because you can't afford something right now. We would write, understanding that you intend to deactivate it, disappointment about current ability to buy. I'd like that to be inactive. And as you move through your day, now that you've made the decision to be deliberate and to purify your own desire, you're not ever going to get rid of your desire. You're just purifying it, clarifying it. It's going to come up. It may come up many, many times, and when you can, drop it in.
Hi, Abraham. So I would like to know how I can stop emotions of past trauma and regret coming back into my mind. So as a child, I suffered emotional abuse, but I also grew up in a conservative family. So I was in the closet for 33 years. Coming out as a more middle-aged, slightly older man, resulted in a disastrous divorce, terrible financial settlement, really difficult child custody. So I know that I ignored the source voice in me, which I now know was always there. I love my life now, and I'm satisfied with so many things, so many manifestations, but I just have such regret over not coming out earlier. Could I have had more money, more authentic experiences, more enjoyment my whole life? I know that just by talking about it, I'm keeping it alive, but it keeps coming back, and I think, what if I did things different?
All right, now you're getting the hang of it already, aren't you? But so, if we were standing in your physical shoes and feeling some of what you're feeling, these are some of the things that we would write. I'm with the intention of deactivating or making them inactive or rendering them inactive, rendering them not a factor in your vibrational point of attraction. All right. I'm going to put in the inactive box, regret about what I didn't know. I intend to render inactive thoughts of having been misunderstood. I intend to render inactive memories of hard times. Things like that. When it comes up, write a card or two. And as often as you are aware that there is something active within you that is uncomfortable, if you'll take that moment to softly and gently identify it generally, and then hold the intention of beginning the trend of deactivating it and rendering it inactive, you're going to like what you see. All right. Gradually, eventually.
Okay, I need your help with something, see if I'm on the right track. In processing emotions, you have two types of deals that I'm asking you right now. And I know they're all the same but different. And this is what I mean. You have processing emotions where it's like in real time, in the moment, you're able to identify how you feel, do something about it, and then feel better. So good for you. But this is something where it keeps coming up. And it's like you don't really know exactly why, but it's, it just keeps coming. You're like, man, why is this? I don't want to feel this way anymore, so on and so forth. So it's like, feels like it's a deeper type of deal. And in this situation, it's because there's something there for you to see in a way through the eyes of source. Like there's something there that you don't need to unwind it, you don't need to uncover it, but you need to make a choice, a decision that you're going to look at it through the eyes of source. And when you would do that, when you really get it, that's when everything will.
What you're misunderstanding is this. You said something brilliant. You said something that we've been saying all day. You said recognizing how you feel and in real time doing something about it. And that is the work. You said, okay, good for you. Well, we say, okay, good for you, and that is good enough. Good for you, and that is good enough. That is the process. But then you went on to explain that it seems like that there are other things that are bigger than that. And if that is the case, and we're not questioning that it isn't, we agree with you, it is often the case for everyone, that only means that you haven't yet dealt with it in real time. In other words, it's the soft, repetitive, gentle releasing of the vibration that you're keeping active if you were doing in real time what you said in your first proposal, then the second part of it wouldn't come up. But it's all right that the second part of it keeps coming up, because some things you've been trending longer about. Some things you have to write a few more cards about. It really is that simple. You need this is Esther's box, and her cards are nearly, not half deep, nearly 25% deep in her box. She's laughing at how many cards she's dropped in her box. And sometimes it's the same subject, but coming at it from a different angle, from a different angle, from this angle, from this angle, from this angle. And each time she drops it in, it becomes a little lighter and more fun. The box is starting to feel like it has true power. This inactive box, these things that have been in my way are becoming less and less I love this box. Less in my way, less in my box, less in my way. This clearing clutter for clarity box, this clearing vibrational clutter for clarity. You see what we're getting at? Your inner being is calling you toward what you want, but not as a test, or not to help you get rid of what's in the way. Your inner being isn't saying, well, that's in the way, so we need to drag him through what's in the way till he finally gets it out of the way. That's not the intention or the motivation or the inspiration that your inner being is offering. Your inner being is simply, consistently, eternally, never-endedly calling you toward what you want. It's you aware that there's something in the way that's keeping you from it, and little by little, you will render whatever it is that's in the way inactive, and then it won't be in the way.
Hi, Esther. Hi, Abraham. I just want to thank you so much for the Inactive Box process. It's been huge. I had no idea how quickly, so I would start thinking about something that I would want to do, and how quickly my other thoughts would pop up almost immediately to counter the positive thought I was thinking. So it's been a really powerful process, and I can feel positive momentum gaining, and I'm really excited to continue with this process and see where it leads. And I just wanted to say thank you so much.
We wanted to show this video because every word that you spoke was vibrationally accurate. We especially liked your emphasis upon the things that are countering desire. In other words, you're understanding the both ends of the stick, and you are feeling immediate releasing of resistance. And trending is now being allowed more toward what you are wanting. And that's another emphasis that you are reminding us that we want to make here. If you're not doing that thing you do, you're trending toward what you want. If you're not doing that thing you do that you're tripping over, that gets in the way, that is accompanied by negative emotion, then you've got pure desire. And when you have a desire and a belief that matches it, it's coming about, and it's coming about quick. So keep having fun with all of this.